What's going on, bro?
What's up, man?
Ain't nothing, man. Raw report live. How you doing today?
Hey, man, got me thinking about my one of my favorite artists, Old Dirty Bastard, baby. He like it raw, so we back on the raw report.
Oh, baby, I like it raw.
Yeah,
Boy, you
man.
stupid. That was one of your favorite rappers?
Man, without a doubt, without a doubt.
Wow.
Rest in peace to ODB. When he was on MTV and took them and his girlfriend to pick up their food stamps, I was done. I, that was it. He was number one to me.
Hey, he just trying to tell you he was keeping it real. Now,
Yeah.
well, I get what you just gave me you made me think of when Redman did his MTV
Oh,
crib.
that I was keeping it real
Yeah,
also.
that's, he like, we ain't renting no house for me. I don't live there.
Right. This is where I live. Look at my refrigerator.
Right, right. His cousin in there asleep, knocked out from last night.
Yeah, that was wild. That was wild.
Tell me, man. Tell me you seen what's going on in the world. I know you seen Trump with all his pardons and what you
Yeah,
think with
patience.
like
Yeah,
I think me personally, I think he told the black community, I'll give you a little something. I'm gonna give y'all something, but it's more that old school Kansas City shuffle. Look over here, because I'm doing something else over here.
I
Because
mean, you.
Larry Hoover should have bid out. Don't get me wrong, but why
Yeah,
not?
I mean, Obama should have pardoned Larry Hoover, but we don't even go there.
Obama
But
couldn't pardon Larry
yeah,
Hoover.
well, yeah, you're right. He couldn't because we know the president ain't really in charge of them. But anyway,
Okay,
um, but when you when I look at the list of people pardoned, right?
right.
A couple things stand out to me, and of course, if we talk about the black community. The names that stand out, of course, are Larry Hoover with the commutation of his sentence, and then NBA YoungBoy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, let's address those separately, and I'll start with Larry Hoover.
Right,
Um, of course, we feel like it's long overdue, but the structure and discipline that Hoover's organization brought to the streets was something that was needed, at that time, right? But let's not act like it was something that wasn't forced upon. You know, when you stop and look at the residue of what happened to the Black Panther Party, we were left with people like Larry Hoover as leaders. You know,
okay.
when you go back and look at the Panthers having to fight a two front war, they fighting against the street cats, and they fighting against the police and the government. And you can't win a two front war. That's why what our current president is doing, beefing with Canada and Mexico, I think is outlandish, right? But if you're from California, you'll know the name Felix Mitchell. I had the opportunity to sit down and chop it up with one of his right hand men, and he talked about, man, how they flat out was trying to kill the Panthers. Panthers was running up in their dope houses, flushing dope down the toilet, shooting the niggas that's in the dope houses. And so, it was a battle for the Panthers. You know what I'm saying? Because then they have to deal with the retaliation from those guys, plus they were dealing with what was happening with the police. So it was a never rest situation for them. And that's why those guys, you know, again, Huey News, Bobby Seals, Fred Hampton killed in Chicago, by the police. Those guys are just will forever be my heroes because they fought and died as young cats, man, for what they believed in terms of our community. But anyway, after that righteous period of the Panthers, then you're left with the drug dealers they was fighting. You
Right,
know what I'm saying? And so you get a guy like Larry Hoover who come along, and he says that we just not gonna be wild with it. We're gonna have some structure to
right.
it. And I know a lot of cats that live, and I hate to be corny, and those who know will know, but I know guys who grew and developed from that system. You know, And you know, at the end of the day, the old man been locked up 52 years. And so,
52 years.
huh?
So he got what? He's 70 something now.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
my question is to you, two of them questions. I got two. What is he coming home to? Because what he built ain't it's so unstructured these days.
Yeah.
And two, do you think he's I don't want to say sickly, but something's off.
Well, I mean, first off, he's only been commuted for the federal charges, and now his lawyers are stating that they're waiting on the Illinois prison board to do the right thing. Right? That's
Wait a
their
minute, wait,
response.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Only community for the federal charges. So he's wait a minute. So basically I get that. So he Illinois is still trying to keep him on the charges. So they would have to be letting him out of
They
Colorado,
haven't said yet. Now Illinois went on a record. Remember, he had a big court hearing back in what I think 2018. I might have the date off,
right?
but Illinois said that they never wanted him locked up in Illinois because of for safety reasons. Now I don't know
Okay.
what the hell that means, but they know that's where his base of power was. And the old man ain't got much power left because these kids are so unstructured. You know what I'm saying? And what's happening now in Chicago and what's happened in the last 10, 15 years in Chicago is the reason why we needed a Larry Hoover in Chicago.
Right,
Them boys are wild and unruly, and it's the wild, wild west. One
right.
of the worst. I left the area because of what was happening in that city. Well, not the only sole reason, but you get my point.
I get you.
And so when you start talking about, what he's coming home to, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? At first, I don't know if he's coming home. Now, if the Illinois parole board let a 70, I think 78, let a 78-year-old man come on home, then he could be a peaceful force for some. But those young dudes ain't following the rules and regulations of the organization no more. And
You
they
said
still got
peaceful source. Like what? Like that's what I'm saying. Coming home to what? To build what?
well,
To
it's gangster disciples in Houston. These guys that
I'm
in
not.
Houston,
It's gangster disciples everywhere. I'm not saying
yeah,
that. I'm saying there's ain't no structure. So for him to come home,
they need to let him out. They need to let him
no,
out. He
no, no.
don't
I
have time.
agree. No, no, no. I want him to let him out. He should be let out. I'm saying what power, what control, what is his voice still being heard? Will it still reach?
His voice is gonna resonate with guys that are 50. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Right?
people that ain't
His
making no
his
moves
voice
no more.
his voice his voice gonna resonate with guys who understood the mission at the time. You
Right.
know what I mean? I mean, again, I'm not gonna incriminate myself on nothing, but
Look,
I'm just gonna
hey, look,
talk
I don't
about.
even know why you even bringing that up, bro.
Bro, I'm just saying, I'm gonna talk about guys who really benefited from it. I'm talking about. I remember seeing workbooks. I remember meetings. I remember the schedule of if you were messing around in the game, the schedule of tributes that you had to pay that went to the larger body. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm not saying anything. All I'm saying is that the structure that was in place at that time,
Yeah, it was a different world. It definitely was different. It was a
it
different
was
time.
it was a different world, and it prevented things from happening. It was guys when the older guys that was had higher rankings than you said don't do something, you had to sit still. You had to
Yeah,
sit still, or it was repercussions, right or wrong.
yeah.
So, and as things evolved, right, that structure devolved. You know, I remember Snazzy. I mean, and look, ain't nobody gonna know about what we talking about, but me and you. But when Snazzy killed Fat Kev's sister, Snazzy was a governor. He was high ranking in the organization at that time. You see what I'm saying? And he did something that was way wrong, and it threw the structure off. He's supposed to been out handling business the right way. Instead, he made his girl mess around with somebody else, and he did some stupid stuff. You know, so like as things evolved, the structure, the leaders couldn't I guess couldn't hold their own, whatever the case may be.
They wasn't Larry
And,
Hoover. Let's just be honest with you. They wasn't the man.
There,
Everybody want to wear the shoes till it's time to wear the shoes.
yeah. And the way the organization was structured, right? Somebody had to wear the shoes because there had to be somebody accountable at every level. And that was the brilliance of what Larry Hoover supposedly put together. I ain't gonna, you know.
So my point is, okay, like I said, they pardoned him. Like I said, to me, it's a bigger picture on that. But then NBA young boy, like
I like how
what
you
we doing?
switch. I like how you switch shoes. Switch
I'm
shoes,
trying.
Coach Wiggins.
Nah,
But
look, hey, look, man, it's wrong for. We got to touch anything.
hey, man, for me, Donald Trump wants poor black people to worship him like poor white people do.
Why?
I'm in the belly. I'm in what they call Trump County. That's where I live right now.
Okay.
And and these people, he can do no wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So by pardoning a Larry Hoover and an NBA young boy, he's trying to hit generations. I want the old and the young blacks
Yeah.
to to uh to worship me. To he did this. Oh, look what he doing for us. Man, at the end of the day, the old man still got a long fight to get out of jail. If his lawyers can put it together right and the state parole board of Illinois see fit, then Larry Hoover will come on. NBA young boy, I saw a post online. He's very thankful for Trump pardoning him. Um, and then he gonna come on. We'll see what he gonna do when he come on. Remember, Trump also pardoned Kodak Black at one point. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like this dude plays politics at a whole nother level.
Look, I'm glad you just said that. I'm glad because I had to look it up because I know what politics is. I know, but I wanted to look at the definition. The activities associated with governance of a country in other areas, especially the debate or conflict among individuals and parties having hoping to achieve power. I
Yeah.
don't know why I thought that definition would have been something different, but
That's exactly what it is. And then
I know that.
if you really want to get your raw report people on board, now look up the word power.
Okay, I'm just saying because to me that because it said hoping to achieve power. Okay, so what
Now
does
look
power
up power. The
mean?
ability to get somebody else to do something for you.
Yeah. Ooh, the ability to do something or act in a particular way, especially as a faculty or quality.
Is there another definition?
The capacity or ability to direct or influence the behavior of others
There we go.
over the course of events. Wow.
Come on. Now put
Dang.
them together. And you put them together and you get what we said.
Wow. That's deep there, bro. Hoping to achieve power.
I'm just saying,
So
bro.
they can do, nah, now you just touched on some sinister stuff right there.
Man, I'm just saying, bro. So I'm gonna commute Larry Hoover's sentence and I'm gonna pardon NBA young
NBA
boy.
young boy. Anybody else y'all want? Wait, what did you NBA young? What was he in jail for?
Man, I have no idea. I don't rock with him like that, but I know these kids do.
For sure, I know that. Like you
Oh,
said,
they go hard. They go hard for young boy. So
let me ask you this. I know you. I mean, like I said, we don't be having time to really watch the news, so that's why we always talk about it. But I know you see that what's the dude, the Kennedy dude, uh, canceled all the COVID-19 shots.
bro, listen, man.
I'm asking, bro. I gotta
I
ask
just
the
said to
question.
somebody, look, man, I mean, talk about Trump politics. First off, here's the thing. You gotta when you talk about Trump supporters, yes, we got. I feel like whites worship him. Some whites worship him like he's Jesus, right? And I don't think people can deny that. But you got some blacks that's doing the same thing. Some for economic reasons, and I just had to come with one of my partners today. We've been debating about this before the election. Now he talking about money. I'm talking about look at these tariffs and look how the tariffs affected the economy. Yeah, he's backtracking like crazy, because he's wrong. But the tariffs that he put in place, bro, that was about to cripple the economy. Like, come on, man. Like, you gotta see the dude don't know what he's doing. And he's just doing anything. The fact that Elon Musk was in charge of the
Anything
the
of
the, the,
anything.
the, the of anything but the Department of Government Efficiency, now he done kind of back down. And now he even looking at him like some of the stuff he doing in terms of the economy and tariffs is wrong. Now maybe he's saying that because he on the out now. Maybe he's saying it because it's true. Like, who knows, bro? But at
I
the end of
mean,
the day,
I'm just saying, if just like any movie, if part one is bad, part two ain't got no choice but to be bad. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
yeah,
Think about that.
yeah.
That's it. I'm just thinking of. Don't get me wrong. They was movies. They wasn't the best movie, but like Scary Movie 1, you knew what you was gonna get with Scary Movie 2.
Yeah,
It's more the same. So don't. No, look, I don't feel bad for nobody. If that's what y'all want, it's what y'all want.
yeah.
Me in politics, like I said, to me, they've never done anything for me. So top, bottom, that's irrelevant. What about Let me ask you about the. What about the? Have you seen anything? Well, remember I asked you, was it raining down there? Have you seen anything about it? It says an asteroid threat looming.
So I've heard this before, and
Mm-hmm.
and I can't speak towards it. You know what I mean? All I could speak to it, bro, is my Lord and Savior. And there's a reason why Earth has, evaded such a catastrophe for all this time. And people can talk about his luck and the spirit. I don't believe none of that. And so, if it's time, bro, it's time. You know what I
Bro,
mean?
I'm just saying, and that being
Because
said,
you're not gonna survive a large size
bro,
asteroid hit this
our,
planet.
our lives was already written before we even got here.
Yeah,
Like I said, God know what He did beforehand. So I'm not worried about it one way or another. I'm just asking because the weather. You would agree that the weather is like all over the place? This ain't normal. We getting some unusual weather.
bro. Okay. You see, we touching on two topics. See, and
But they connected though.
you do me like that sometimes.
I'm all the
Like
time.
either we go to approach the religion or we go approach the weather. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
And I'm
first
gonna hit
off,
them both. Let me hit them both real
no,
quick.
no, no, no. I lead with. To me, it's all the same thing. You say religion. I lead with my faith.
So
God. So everything I do is through faith.
yeah,
I don't have no
yeah,
problem.
but it's cats that don't believe. It's cats that don't
That's
believe
not on
because
me. So
yeah,
I'm on. We on here right now to try to help them believe.
right, right. But okay, so that's where we going, and that's where we going. Like I don't know if I ain't gonna say his name because he big on social media right now. But I got a little cousin, and off camera, man, you can talk about it. But I got a little cousin that's on social media, making thousands of dollars, bro, a month. Talking about how he don't believe no more. And he was a pastor real fast at what, probably 19, 20 years old. And now, that I'm talking about a first cousin.
I
You
got
know
you.
what I'm saying? And now he don't believe anymore. He said he studied his way out of the church.
He did
Bro,
what?
he studied his way out of the church.
Okay.
And I would just address that real quick and then we can move to the other topic. At the end of the day, man, if you don't understand that religion has been manipulated like all things to devise people, then you don't understand the tactics of the devil. You know what I'm saying? And so, of course, it's going to be splinters and it's going to be contradictions. You know what I'm saying? I know, and there's people that don't want they hold their Bible and they say this is the word of God. It is not a book about His word. It is His word. Well, I've never believed that because I know about the council of Messiah. You know what I'm saying? And what they did and the books that they took out the Bible and then the things that they allowed to stay in. You know what I'm saying? And having an understanding of that. Having read the book, if you haven't read the books Raw Report Warriors, go read the lost books of the Bible. It's gonna be hard to find a copy, but read the lost books of the Bible. You
But
know,
look, when you say that for me, when you like you said your little cousin, he read his way out of the church. To me, that was the issue right there, because he's in the church looking for something that he has to have his own relationship with God. So
Absolutely.
nobody, no man, no person can tell
I
you
agree.
nothing about you and your relationship with God.
Hey, hey,
God knows.
boy. Hey, I'm gonna make that call. Let's get him on the road report.
No, please get him on. I need to have that conversation. Yes, sir.
I'm gonna make that call. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
say his
make that
name
call
now.
because I gotta
But
let,
hey,
let, let me hear his voice so I can make mine.
if you heavy on social media, you will know this name. And look, I'm
You know
gonna
I'm
make it
not.
happen.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna make it
that's
happen.
like we'll chop it up after we get out. We don't want to put it out
Yeah,
there, but
I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna
yeah,
make
make
it
it happen.
happen.
Because I want to look. Because my thing is, I understand. I grew up in the church. You know that. I
Absolutely.
understand a lot of people being church hurt, but that has nothing to do with the price of tea in China. Those are people too. You understand what I'm saying? So when you're getting caught up in what people say you should or shouldn't be doing, that has nothing to do with you. That's stopping you from your growth because you worried about how somebody hurt you because of their religion. That has nothing to do with you and God.
Yeah.
It's just my opinion, you know. But
Yeah.
I
My big
myself
thing,
try to teach people how to get
and
in their
when he
own
come on,
relationship
because
with God.
I know he gonna come on. I know he gonna come on,
I'm waiting on it.
because this is what he do. But my whole thing is, you talking about you believe in the universe, and the universe is bringing these things to you. Who orchestrated the universe? Who
I
created
can't look. I can't wait to have the conversation with him because I can't wait to see how he gonna try to spin it because I'm gonna be on him. I'm telling you now. He said he read his way out of the church.
Yeah.
He shouldn't even he
No,
had
he
to do
didn't
that. He
say he
should be
read his
closed
way.
down.
He studied his way out. Bro,
Studied his way. Either way,
bro,
that's you
bro,
just huh?
we're gonna address it when we get him on. But yeah, man, when I remind you who he is, you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. But
I got an idea. I got an idea.
yeah,
I got an idea for sure. Um, Talk to me, man. What about the New Orleans jailbreak? What does the incident reveal about the systemic issues in the system, and how
yeah.
should we?
Boy,
How
you switch that topic up quick. All right, the
this
New
the lie?
Orleans
I mean,
jailbreak,
it's
man.
live,
Hey,
bro.
listen,
I mean,
listen.
you can't be out here all day playing with the information.
Man, hey, we can't play with the information, man. Hey, at the end of the day, man, you can't. One man's will to succeed surpasses any systematic measures that you put in front of him. Now, I always tell people, they be like, I'm gonna go on a run. Well, where you gonna go? How you gonna make money? What you gonna do? Who you
It
gonna
go
live
back to
off
your
of?
mind. What you thinking?
Because so them dudes, man, they gonna get caught. Like, it's only so far that you could go, and they gonna charge everybody who helping them at the end of the day. So like, unless they head over to Mexico and go get down there, and them boys ain't playing down there either. They don't want you down there. So
You,
unless you
you,
gonna go down there,
you, if you never had no real reach when you was in the streets, where are
right,
you going?
right, and they know, and forget the real reach, real money. You gotta have money to make
That's
moves.
reach. I'm just saying. So like, I'm not even talking about poor. I'm just saying most people that I can't say all people because I know some, but most people don't. They barely didn't travel out of town to see their cousins over in such and such or such and such.
Right,
Where are you going?
right.
You gonna run
And
back to your
and
neighborhood?
and who there is willing to risk a federal charge to help you? Because don't forget, once you on the run, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, let's talk about one of my favorite people in history, period, who's still living in Cuba, Asada Shakur. The Panthers was at war with the police, right? Her and her, I forget her husband's name. They riding in the New Jersey Turnpike. They get into a shootout with the cops. Cops get killed. You know what I'm saying? Buddy get killed. They lock her up, try to kill her, beat her. You know what I'm saying? While she's in the hospital, she was able to escape from prison and make her way over to Cuba. Been living over in Cuba since. I'm thinking about what, 2001, 2002. The state of New Jersey gonna put a $2 million bounty on her head. Talking about, bringing her back to New Jersey. Now, when you got reach, like you said, that's reach. She probably ain't had the
Right.
money, but she had the Panther Party. You know what I'm
She
saying?
had
That was the
somebody that can
power
get
of the
over it.
Panther Party. Huh?
Right. That's reach. No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
That's reach. But
Yeah.
them 10 jokers ain't had no reach like that. I don't think.
No. No.
I'm saying,
No.
what you gonna do? Get out, cut your hair, try to dress different.
Bro, you talk about them 10 dudes. What about the cop that broke out of jail? Man, it's a cop convicted of murder running around right now. I can't think his name off top. But I know you the raw reporter. So man, you'll check him out. But man, it's a cop.
No, you got it wrong when I say the raw report. We giving hot takes on the news, but I don't watch the news. I'm just being honest with you. So that's why I like the raw report because you help me see what's going on in the world. I'm out here trying to help people understand that we in our own way.
But
A
man,
lot of our
there's
hold up
not
is our mind.
they like you said, man. It's the bait and switch happens all the time. Yeah, those ten supposed criminals done broke out and moving around, but it's a cop that just broke out and he moving around. They still can't find him.
They ain't
They
looking
done
for him.
caught.
They ain't looking for him.
You see what I'm
He at a
saying?
regular grocery store. He at Whole Foods shopping with his sandals on.
You see what I'm saying?
But that goes back to what we was talking about with Trump and them earlier. The justice system is two different justice systems.
And it always has been. And so
Always has it's being exposed right now.
I don't think it's been. I think it's always. There's been exposure, but right now in the time that we live with instant information, right? The
They can't hide
exposure,
it no more.
yeah, it looms larger than it would have in a different time frame. And so I mean, man, all we can ask for is equality and consistency. But we're not gonna get equality in a system where economics is always at play. This is what Trump. You talking about the bait and switch, whatever you call that couple that did the fraud or whatever the hell they did, the TV evangelists, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm sure Trump he did that for a reason. He wants the Christian base. They had a Christian base. You see what I'm saying? Trump is setting up for something larger, and I'm gonna say it right here, right now on a raw report. He wants another term. And he wants people to support him getting another term. He's been trying to flush the Constitution down the toilet, and these pardons are trying to gain goodwill with different communities to prepare for what he's trying to do.
Uh, So what you saying? Part 3 of the movie gonna be even worse than part 1 and 2? I can't take it, bro. I'm just gonna be
Hey,
honest.
bro, I don't know what I'm saying, man. We
I
don't know
just
nothing, man.
I grew. I mean, you
Hey,
was just like me.
don't listen to me. I
We grew
don't
up
know
in the
nothing.
era when, not saying it was true, but what they was portraying was character matters. And right now, what they sold to us and what they showing us is two different things.
Yeah,
And I hear you, but at the end of the day, I'm not even talking about him per se. His whole team is like, I'm being fair. They high C students.
man. Let's talk. Well, I mean, again, I don't even want to talk about his whole team. Let's talk about his pick for the the Secretary of Defense. This guy was somebody who supported him on a news network at Head Switch, whatever the heck his name is, and now he's become the Secretary of Defense over one of the largest caches of weapons, one of the largest armies in the entire world. And this dumb mother person, I don't know how raw we get
No,
it.
his resume. No, his resume is trash. I get you.
No, not his resume. He sent a text message with with war directions
In the
to
text
a
message,
news reporter. Then blames it on somebody else. And
like,
then the same shit that he sent to the reporter, he sent to his wife.
bro, that's the world we live in. Nobody wants to take accountability no more for nothing.
Bro, bro,
He said,
bro.
bro, bro.
Ain't no job you can work on legitimately that where you can escape a mistake like that.
No, what? They threw you out of there before they even.
What
You don't
job
even know
can
why
you
you got
work on?
fired before you.
What job can you work to escape a mistake like that?
You can't. That's That's a good question right there. What job can you escape a mistake like that? Not one.
So listen, man. I'm
What does
not.
that tell you?
It tells me that Trump wants somebody in office who's going to be supporting him when whatever he tries to pull goes down. Remember, the Secretary of Defense was one of his biggest opponents of his first term. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, but see, you say that right, and I hear you. But that's one man. You telling me this one man know like he got an agenda, but he's not doing all this by himself.
No,
And he old too. Nah,
man.
I ain't
Let's
buying that.
rewind, bro. We just talked about why, or maybe it wasn't a conversation with you, a conversation I had with somebody else. Why Obama didn't pardon Larry Hoover, right?
No, we
Obama's
just
from
discussed
Illinois. He knows the impact, right? Why Obama didn't pardon Larry Hoover?
that. He couldn't.
Exactly. So everything Trump's doing right now, he's being allowed to do it. Why is he being allowed to do it? For a reason.
Yeah, we definitely don't know.
I don't want to know.
No, me neither. Uh, I definitely don't know.
Hey, bro, let's talk about some sports.
I was just getting ready to hit you with that, but I'm glad you said it. You said Pacers in five.
What did I tell you? Big cat, fat cat. Who's the Mac? Pacers in five.
You said that. You said
Pacers in
that.
five.
And they been, but you gave me the rundown. But see, I know for a fact. I know this for 100% fact. You've been watching Pacer basketball your whole life. So when
That's
you broke
it.
down the three guards and this, and that, I hadn't watched them all season. And the little bit I have watched them in this little run, I'm like, man, he was on it. Them three guards is nice.
And they
That
can't do
little,
nothing with him.
that
Brunson is not a defensive player, no way. It was to the point where Thibodeau had to bench him. Bro, he can't defend it. So now you take your best offensive player off the floor because he can't defend anybody.
no, but your boy, I agree with that. What's your boy name? The third guard.
TJ McConnell.
Man, that little pull up free throw line jumper, he had to lighten them up.
Bro. But that little turnaround jumper, he do it every time, and he gonna give you 5 or 6 of them a game. He gonna come out with his 12 points. Whap, 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 whap.
I'm talking about they be all net too though.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you, the person who ain't had a big game, he had a decent game, but Nimhard got a big game coming up.
Nimrod
Man,
played. He locking up though.
oh, he locking boys up, but he gonna have a big offensive game. Listen, let's stop before we go any further. Talk about my Pacers. Man, come on, 32, 15 assists, 12 rebounds, no turnovers, never been done in playoff history. People are not talking about it, and I'm upset by that.
Cause
Get
you
them
know
boys
why?
props.
You know why they ain't talking about it though, right?
I don't know.
Because right toward the end of the season, before playoffs started, remember they had that big article. They don't want to eat crow because they was
Right.
talking about how he was
Overrated.
so it's like they got to eat crow and they don't want to.
Bro, I don't care what they want to do. At the end of the day, it was one of the greatest playoff performances I've ever seen in my life. And I watched a lot of basketball. And I don't never want to feel like nobody in a Pacer jersey better than Reggie Miller. But man, what Tyrese Halliburton did against the Knicks at home after a big loss to prevent them from tying it up with his dad back in the stadium for the first time since being banned for the whole Giannis incident was simply perfection. It was some of the greatest point guard play I've ever seen. It's up there with Isaiah Thomas, John Stockton. I didn't see my man from Indiana, Oscar Robertson, play, but it had to be Oscar Robertson-esque with the triple double. Man, gotta give my man Tyrese
It,
Halliburton credit.
it was Magic Johnson-ish for sure, but
No,
I
Magic
was
can't shoot like that. Magic ain't shoot it like that.
he ain't shooting
Tyrese,
like that. But I'm just talking about the impact.
yeah.
But it was to me. It goes back to what you said last week. Why- I I didn't see it. You know what I mean? I ain't want to see it. Let's just say it that way. Halliburton against Shea Gill. You know, it's like
Yeah.
they fighting for the face of the league right now. Because I definitely didn't see Halliburton being that dude.
Bro, what I'm gonna tell you is, it's this is the anti-playoff, and guys can talk all this shit. They talk about what the it is gonna be one of the greatest playoff series if both teams can close out their opponents that we've ever seen. First off, what is playoff logic on how many players to play in a playoff series? You play 8. You've been hearing this since you was a kid. I've been hearing this since I was a kid.
Okay,
Right? Both of these teams play 10 dudes.
that's how I like it.
Both of these teams play 10 guys.
Right.
Both of them. Both of them. Right? Both of these teams pull another 5 off their bench and go.
Let me ask
Now,
you this. Let me ask you this. Do you think, let's say both teams make it to the championship, do you think that they could make people start to watch small market teams?
I
Start
mean,
to small market.
first off, they ain't gonna have no choice. What I'm hoping
You're
that
not gonna
don't
have a
happen,
choice.
yeah, what I'm hoping that don't happen, G, is that people don't watch. We need all the basketball fans to
No, no,
watch.
no, 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 no. I hear you. I agree. Oh, basketball fans gonna watch this because
And that's
them
that's
hoopers.
what I'm hoping
This
for.
ain't got nothing to do with the teams. We know
Yep.
ball. I know I'm turning
That's it.
in. I've
That's
been
it.
waiting on somebody but besides LeBron to get there.
Fuck where they from. Watch this good basketball because
That's what.
both
Yeah,
teams
that's
the
what I'm
ball
on.
move.
Right.
Look now, Shea and what Shea and Williams is doing is crazy, man. And I've said to people, people about my inside cohort and my outside conversations. Only team I've been afraid of all year. First off, I knew my team was going to the Eastern Conference Finals. I knew it. I thought
Right.
we would see Boston. Tatum got injured. It is what it is. I pray for the young man. I hope he gets better. I was hoping that we could get through Boston. I wasn't worried about nobody else based upon what we did last year.
Okay.
Okay? Only team that I was worried about was OKC because they got depth and then they got SGA and Jay Will. Man, that boy Jalen, what he did to count. People talk about Scottie Pippen. Man, I watched Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen was not a great compliment to Jordan. He did well. I said great. I said he was not a great compliment.
Now y'all
Jordan
see.
only needed a
Now
good
y'all see
compliment.
why I be wanting him on the Raw Report Live because he gonna give you a hot take because that's
I'm just
trash.
telling you,
Ain't nobody listening to that, you chaos.
man,
Stop it. Stop it.
bro, take this
Pippen
clip
was
and
the
pub
great.
it. Take
What?
it and pub it. Scottie Pippen was not great, and he was
No,
barely
he
good.
wasn't great,
And I
bro.
said he was barely
Bulls do
good. You
not
heard
win
that
six
part too.
championships without Pippen.
Bro, he was barely good. But watching the
What?
compliment of Jay Will to SGA, every time SGA ain't going to get the bucket, Will going to get the bucket. You know what I'm saying? When
What
they
is that?
need
First
it.
off, what does that have to do with Pippen?
Because Pippen man, come on, man. I said this too many times, man. And I'll say it one more time on the Raw Report.
Please.
The most overrated basketball
Oh
player
Lord.
in NBA history
Uh,
is Scottie freaking Pippen.
Come on, bro. You don't mean that,
Trash.
bro. Look. I'm giving your Pacers some
Trash.
props. Your Pacers doing their thing. What they got to do with Pippen? Pippen
Man,
ain't even playing no
hey,
more.
it got to do with my anger against the Bulls fans. But anyway,
That's
I'm
so.
just saying. Listen, let me get back to what I'm talking about. To
Hey,
see
so let me
that
ask you this.
that
Okay, go to finish your statement. Finish.
that 1-2 punch of SGA and the Jalen Williams kid, it gives me some scare. But man, the way my pace is playing, man, I'll take it right now.
Let
The
me
way the
ask you
ball
this,
moves,
because I know you know Pacers history. Have y'all ever been to a finals?
yeah, man.
Y'all ever won one?
Dub, I was with you in Denver when they lost the first one, sir. They
Who they?
lost to Kobe and Shaq in 2001.
Who was in it?
Reggie
Who?
Miller, Jalen Rose, Dale Davis, Rick Smith,
It was the
Danny
finals.
G.
It was the
Huh?
finals.
You said what?
It was the finals.
Yes. The Pacers went to the finals, bro.
Man,
And
this dude brought up
Shaq
Rick
and
Smith.
Kobe first
How you
ring.
say Rick Smith? Don't get over here talking about Rick Smith.
Man, Rick Smith was great, and he licked Shaq ass up.
What's
We
up?
lost.
I'll
We
just
lost.
hear.
We lost to LA in 6. We lost that series because Antonio Davis was traded before that season started. We traded Antonio Davis for Jonathan Bender. Worst trade in Pacers history. Probably one of the worst trades in NBA history. Jonathan Bender was supposed to be an up-and-coming product. We traded one of our known commodities. Then we go to a finals that year and play a Shaq. If we got Antonio Davis and Dale Davis to go against Shaq, now we got something. And so, look, man, I don't want to talk about the past, but Phyllis was hurt. That's like talking about the balance in the palace. I'm a
Nah,
real Pacer fan.
I'm just asking though. But y'all have won a championship before?
We won ABA championship.
I ain't. All right, okay, I give you that. Look, I'll let you have it, man.
No, man, we ain't won no championship, man. We
I,
the
so
only team. We the only team in the Central Division that has not won a championship. Milwaukee has won 2. Detroit has won 3. The Bulls done won 6. We the only team in the Central that hasn't won one.
and look, so that's gonna be another reason for everybody to turn into that series, Indiana and OKC,
Yeah.
because somebody got to win one. I hope Indiana win though. At that point, I mess around and get an Indiana
OKC done won
Indiana
one.
skin. Huh?
OKC done, they got one. They got one as the Seattle Supersonics in the 70s.
Not the same thing, bro.
Yeah, I mean, but it's the same organization and the NBA counted as such.
Yeah, it's not the same thing.
I,
Seattle,
I get you. I'm
Seattle,
with you.
Seattle, Washington.
Bro, I get what you're
Oklahoma
saying.
City.
I'm just
Okay,
saying.
well, I don't even know why we talk about that then. But you know what? I am glad though that we started to do these shows now because I don't know. Have you had a chance to look at the NFL schedule we get released? See what's
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
So I'm glad we're doing these now because when they pop in, I already know. And then we're doing it on the win, so they give us time to watch Monday Night Football Tuesday and jump on some people.
Bro, how we get down, man, when we start talking about, life, politics, and sports, man. And hey, I'm excited about the NFL season. We'll see what happens. I'm concerned about my Steelers, man. I think I'm always gonna wear that black and yellow when it come to football, but
Why y'all pass on Shador? Y'all know y'all need a quarterback.
I can't tell you.
I can. Politics.
Yeah.
Because they stuck with, look, the league code though. They stuck them on the Browns. They like, okay, if you the truth, you finna prove it.
Bro, not only stuck him on the Browns, but on the Browns team, they had just drafted a quarterback. And they had 4 quarterbacks. You got Kenny Pickett. You got I forget the dude.
Deshaun Watson, don't they still got him?
Yeah, Deshaun Watson. Plus, but Deshaun Watson ain't gonna play. He got the Achilles injury. But what's the dude, man, that played for Baltimore? Oh my God.
Play for Baltimore?
Yeah, then played for the Browns 2 years ago. Then played for Indianapolis last year. Oh man. I don't
Oh,
know.
I know exactly what you're talking about. He can ball too a little bit, but they won't let him really get no run.
No, he been playing. He just old. Flacco, Joe Flacco.
Oh, Joe Flacco. No. I thought you was talking about the yeah, okay. Yeah, Joe Flacco. Joe
Yeah.
Flacco, he gone. He ain't even really
Nah,
on the
I
roster.
don't know, man. They got Joe Flacco,
I
Kenny
bet he get
Pickett,
cut.
Shador, and then the Gabe dude that they drafted. So, I mean, we'll see what happens with Shador, man. I ain't rooting against him, but the system is any black man that shows leadership, bro. You know what I'm saying? And Deion Sanders is somebody people want to follow, and 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 so they don't want him to win, man, and so they don't want his kids
About
to
that
win.
that was more about the black father being a father to his son. That they don't want him to basically tell them what to do or how to treat his son.
Yeah, I think the Sanders camp made some mistakes coming in. Like again, the one thing you
Now, he
can't
definitely
do,
made
man.
some mistakes. He made a mistake thinking he can do what Archie Manning did with Peyton and Archie
Right,
and
right,
and
right.
what's the other one name? Peyton and
No,
E-
Eli. Eli,
Eli,
he said Eli wasn't going to some team. I forget which team.
the Chargers.
Yeah, and then you're right, the Chargers. You're absolutely correct. But then Eli go win. Shit, I guess he was right because Eli won 2 championships in New York.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But Dion's mistake was he thinking he could pull those same cards. They looking at him like fool, please.
Yeah.
Look, okay. What about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese? You see, they dapped it up. It seemed like they didn't.
Yeah, man. And I don't know if you saw, but the WNBA said that shit didn't happen. They went back and reviewed tape.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Interviewed security officials. I don't know if it happened or not, man. You know, in Indiana, we talked about it last week. Indiana, anything can happen. I am a huge Angel Reese fan. Angel Reese had me watching college basketball games, women's college basketball
It was
games.
really good too. I'm glad you just said that because I wanted to offer that. That's why I was leading into that. I like Angel Reese too, but I really like what Shaq and AI is doing with that Reebok brand. Because have you seen them new Angel Reese? You know, Angel Reese is one of their sponsors.
Oh, they sponsored Angel Reese.
She got her own shoe with
I
Reebok.
mean, hey, she should, bro.
But
Hey,
bro, they fire though. They look good.
yeah, and then I asked my wife the other day, do she want the Asia Wilson shoe? Listen, man, women's basketball is here to stay,
Right.
and it should have been here to stay back with Cheryl Swoops and Cynthia Cooper, who is one of my wife and I personal friend. I ain't gonna call her a personal friend; that would be out of line. But we know well because of the AAU circuit and the things that she's doing in Houston, and you know. Uh, but it is women's basketball has been resurrected, and the feud or the rivalry between Cynthia Cooper, Angel Reese, and Caitlin Clark is going to be a part of that
That's bird
resurrection.
magic. That's bird magic.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so hopefully the Chicago Sky can do some things to get you know reach the players around her, because she's a force within herself. But man, when you're talking about the WNBA right now, the New York Liberty, you know what I'm saying? I don't know who's gonna beat the Liberty, really. You
You
know.
know the one I'm waiting on when the draft comes. I'm waiting on the girl from UConn. See what squad she go to because that's gonna add a third
Oh
one
no,
to
she
it.
already there. She out there.
Who I'm talking?
I forget what team
Paige
she on.
Beckwith, then.
Yeah, Paige Beckett. She playing. The
Oh,
season has
man,
started. Man, the WNBA season has started. Man, Paige Beckett has played
she's something.
her first game already. Yeah.
Wow.
I can go ahead and Google it. I forget what team she on right now, but Paige Beckett is playing, and the WNBA is popping right now, brother. And but I don't see nobody beat Stewie and the New York Liberty.
Stewie Cole always have been.
Yeah, she had a nice surrounding cast around her. They just brought in.
She
Uh,
on Dallas.
yep, she on Dallas.
Dallas Wings.
Yeah, they playing, bro. It's on.
We put She had 21-7 last night. Okay. Um.
Absolutely.
Well, okay. So get you out of here with the last one. What do you think about basically before I get his rant? At the end of the day, we just gonna wrap it up with the injustice of what the pardons. What's your final take on that before we get
My
off?
final take on the pardons. I ain't gonna call it an injustice. I'm gonna call it. We playing chess, not checkers. They've been telling us that our whole life, right? Hey, and rest in peace to my man Chrono. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who would remind both of us often. You know what I'm saying, that there's a bigger thing happening around us, and it's a bigger thing happening with Trump, and he know what he doing. And so I'm happy the old man coming home. Um, the chief, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to pub up his leadership because that's what they want. But, hopefully Larry Hoover come home and see his great grandkids and his grandkids and man, have a semblance of a life before he passed away. You know what I'm saying? Because what he did for his community, and what he felt like he should have been doing at that time. You know, I'm not gonna say that I was against it, though I do understand that there was collateral damage in that process.
I agree with you 100% on that. For me, I don't think celebrities are due. They shouldn't get unjust leniency because they're celebrities. But I get it. They get it because they're helping keep the system as the system. So I get it. But I don't think that they should be due those justices because other people can't get them. And
That's
I,
what happened with Tate.
but they go back to what you were saying about like the church and Christian community. They got them in their pocket so much people don't even like you don't hear nobody talking about none of this. Like back in the days, they at least would stroll out Jesse Jackson or somebody to say something about something. Man, everybody like, nah, I ain't saying nothing. So,
Bro, because you look stupid.
you
You
will.
look stupid. You
Yes,
look
sir.
stupid saying it, so he got to keep creating buzz. Like, man, and then the more you talk about it, you can't change a Trump supporter, and that's the one thing I don't realize.
I
These
don't even
Trump
try.
supporters gonna be
I don't even
they
waste my time
ain't nothing you can tell them, and ain't nothing you can tell me to support them. So I guess I get where they coming from,
with that. All right, y'all. Well, y'all already know what I like to say. I appreciate
bro.
you coming on the live. What's up, bro? Go and give him something.
Right, I know. Before you leave, I want to give a shout out to your nephew and his team, man. They went up to Oklahoma City. Coos Elite, 12U, went up and dominated in Oklahoma City. They went 4-0 this weekend. And if you check out the next pro standings for the 12U age group, you know, they rank number 12 right now, tied for number 12. So shout out to Anthony Cherry, the prodigy, the prodigy on Instagram. Ricky Davis, coach. His son Tatum Davis, Ansu Cisse, who played in the NBA. His son Elijah Cisse is also on that team, man. Y'all look out for Who's Elite if you're into youth sports.
Yes, sir. Shout out to him. Y'all go check him out. Like I say, stay real, stay raw, stay grounded in your faith. Until the next time, y'all. I'm out.